welcome Dr. Shawn Hall.
Thank you. And thank y'all for having me. I appreciate it very much. It's kind of I guess, an icebreaker or something. I'll share with you guys that I'll do. That's not any bad news or anything. Not yet. I don't want to be known as Dr. Death. Okay, so I brought the spine tonight to basically show you the average day in the life of a spine. Okay, so it may not be you, but for many Americans, this is what you could say for that. So, for starters, I would say that, well, this is what a spine should look like, the way the curve should look from the side.
Wow.
And then from the front, we should have a nice straight look. So, for most of us, at night, we sleep in a bed that's too soft. Okay?
Wow.
Right? So, what do you think of that? So, and then some people will say, but Doc, you know, I sleep on my side. So,
Oh, yeah, much side sleeper.
well, there you go.
I mean, well, I
So-
can get up and...
So we get out of bed and we go downstairs. We have breakfast. You know, we say hey. Those things, right? Brush our teeth. We get in our cars and we drive to work, right? So driving to work can be stressful. I have a pretty long commute, you know, and that will wreak havoc as well, you know. Hey, buddy, you know.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we get to work and we work, right? We're at work, we're at our desks. We don't take many breaks. We may say hey to folks. It gets to be the afternoon. Start to get tired. Maybe we get a little irritable, looking for 5 o'clock. And then we get in our cars. We drive back home where we eat, right? And we're really tired. It's not quite time to go to bed yet. So what do? Kind of maybe hang out on our couch for a little bit to then go get in the bed, right? So if you're wondering how your spine, your body can affect your health and your function, your quality of life, then this is kind of, not really kidding around, but just kind of playing around of showing, what we do to our spine on a day-to-day basis. I heard somebody say that if our spines were on our face, we would take a lot better care of them. And we only get one spine, So anyway.
Where's the top of that? Where is it in our body? Is it
So this is the back of the skull.
Okay,
right?
so that is the skull. Okay.
Yeah, so this is part of the brain.
Okay.
Right here. Right? So, which is a good way to get into what I do. Okay. So the method that I utilize is called upper cervical. It was developed in the 30s and 40s. It's come along quite a bit in advancements, and there was just kind of a brief history lesson here. The son of the man who founded chiropractic, which was in 1895, he started looking at this part of the spine and seeing results. So there was a man named John F. Grostic, and he's who first started developing this, and then he had a son. John F. Grostic died in 1964. His son died in 95, but he was married to a lady who was my mentor, and so I was very lucky to be trained by the family. So again, it's called upper cervical, and the approach basically looks at the fuse box of the body, which is at this level, okay? So you think about, you've got the brain in the skull, and it goes through a hole in the skull called the foramen magnum, where you've got the brain stem. So in that area, every nerve, if I had a chart that showed every part of your body that had every nerve, every one of those nerves starts at your brain. That's the one place that you can affect your whole body at one place, right? So that's a big, that's a source, that's where I'm looking to find indicators that tell me, is there pressure at that brainstem? And what I mean by that is, can there be any kind of misalignment? And how do you get those kind of things? You know, we'd call them the 3 T's. Traumas, so, you know, you bump your head, you fall off a horse, you know, all those things. Toxins, which we certainly play into what we're talking about tonight. Thoughts, you know, thoughts also do that. So anxiety, stress, depression, those types of things are all things that can affect our nervous system and then affect our health. So the nervous system runs the show. So when I have folks that come into the office, and I see, it's a lot of fun for me because I don't use the C word all the time right off the bat to say chiropractor, because if you do, people will have what they think about what a chiropractor is. So, and what we do is quite a bit different. But I'm proud to be a chiropractor. But I'll tell them I'm an upper cervical doctor, and if they're interested, then we'll talk more about it to start to share with them the difference in the application. People will think chiropractor, they think snap, crackle, pop, and that kind of stuff. And the application is very specific. It's very gentle. And so there's a lot of specificity to what we do. That area is so important that it matters where it is. So when people come in and we sit down with them and they start to go through their different problems, different conditions, we're starting to build a case to make sure that they belong. You got to be somebody that you can help to be there, right? So when you start to evaluate someone, you're looking for different things. And the chart goes through a little bit of it where I'm looking for body imbalance. And so where we see that at first is just visually. So maybe you got a higher or lower shoulder and you say, well, I've always been like that, or maybe the bra strap comes off, people tell me, or you'll see that throughout the body. In red here you see muscles, so people will have different things. We talk about different hip pain, back pain. Those are just indicators of body imbalance. Along with that, a lot of times you'll see a short leg. And so a short leg can be functional or anatomical. So anatomical means you were born that way, you had a surgery, something like that. Functional means I can fix it. Functional means if I'm seeing this, it actually tells me about something that's going on at the other end, up here. Because that top bone, it's like a domino effect. If you can set that into its proper position and then retrain or have the body relearn how to hold that position, you're in business. Your body can stabilize and it can heal that way.